And welcome back, everyone, to game number 2 here for our first match for the round of 32. It is going to be Slayer's Puzzle up against FXO's Leenock. We're going to be game number 2 on Ohana. Interesting choice coming out here from Puzzle. Of course, this is a best of 5. As we jump straight into it, we have Leenock as our blue Zerg up here at the top left-hand corner. And he's going to be going for a standard opening here. And of course, down here at the bottom right, we are going to have Slayer's Puzzle as our red Protoss. He's going for the Forge first. So similar openings here from both players. Leenock not going to have as much of an easy time going through his Ling Muta build as he did in the last game due to the map positions. He can't really dart around behind the bases here on Ohana as well as he would like to. And he can't really take that fourth as easily compared to Daybreak either. So let's see how this one plays out. Of course, he will be throwing down that hatch and the natural very shortly. And it's going to be interesting because Puzzle tried to go for that third base coming out. And then it really just came down to Leenock caught all the sentries out of position. It didn't actually matter after that because the reinforcements were just going to crush him. Even though he had Blink, he did the best he could, but there was just nothing he could really do after he lost those sentries because he couldn't keep the Zerglings out. Zerglings got us around, and that's all she wrote. So let's see if Puzzle can change it up.
It's interesting, I believe, that Puzzle went for the Forge first again, because this map with the smaller choke point here is a little bit easier to get away with the Nexus first, but once again, he did go for the Forge. I think that's, once again, just a little bit of respect to Leenock and his unpredictable nature, just like, don't know, not risking it. The other thing is you're talking about how the fourth base is more difficult for Zerg players in this map, but that is offset a little bit by the fact that the third base is a little bit more difficult for the Protoss at the same time. Especially when you do this, it takes a while for the Protoss player to break open the rocks and actually feel safe to take their third. Sometimes you'll see them set up like a secondary wall over here outside of their third base like they do on Daybreak. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. This is generally considered one of the more balanced PvZ maps we have in this map pool, right up there with Cloud Kingdom, etc., Daybreak. So it's more of a neutral pick, and I guess depending on which maps Leenock vetoed, this might have been the most neutral pick he had.
Alright, so we've got these Zerglings coming in to try and deal with this spread, but Puzzle did see that third base. He has to see that. It's a very big tell whether he's going to get all-in or not. Looking at his vision, he can't get back up into the main to see if there's any gas there, of course. The Queens do rip those probes to shreds now these days, so we can't really get as much information as he used to. But either than that, we don't see a +1 on the way. He might be seeing another quick third base coming out from Puzzle, or we're going to see a Stargate. Either way, Leenock's going to be...
Oh, no, there we go.
Oh, now we got a Robo.
Going to be a Robo. But yeah, like the quick third on this map, like I was saying, is really hard to defend, and he has completely walled himself in, and the only probe that was outside of his base just died.
Yeah.
So there's actually no way he could possibly go for the quick third now, unless he actually makes a warp prism so he can make a quick third. But I don't think that's very likely unstable.
Yeah. Very, very true. We do see Leenock catching the gas timings there for him, and of course bringing this Zergling down to see when he does expand, when he does do it, of course. So with this Robo finishing up, I don't see any extra gateways, so a lot of the times you'll see Warp Prism play coming out here, but it looks like he's just going to get some observers out as soon as possible. Leenock getting quite a few drones now. He's at 46. He's got another 10 on the way. And there's the +1 here for Puzzle. So with this third base up and running, he's got 1, 2, 3 gas, of course, which seems to be his signature gas count with what he wants to do. But there's the Leia and the Roach Warren, so he's just playing it safe right now and doesn't know exactly what's going on, because he can't really sack his over. There we go. There's the extra gateways I was wondering about.
I like this Roach Warren. I'm seeing this a lot more often from the Zerg players. It's just a safety maneuver. When they're doing this kind of a build and they delay their gas a little bit, but not too much, and they get the gas rolling, they drop a Roach Warren, just in case when they've got their Zerglings on the watchtower, they see a big Protoss army moving out through the center of the map. They can slam out a bunch of Roaches last second, and it's a really good move. On some of the other maps, like Daybreak, where you can hang out that Overlord on the high ground above the natural, you don't even need the watchtower. But it's just a little bit extra safety into this build that we've been seeing a lot of Zerg players cutting a lot of corners with.
Yeah.
And Leenock doesn't get super aggressive with it. He does get the gas at a reasonable time. He's teching up to a layer again. Curious if he's going to do the Mutalisks this time. Like, I don't think it would work quite as well against the 2 base, because the 3 base just doesn't have as many units. You have to cut corners. You don't have as many options to deal with mutas. So I wouldn't expect it again, but Leenock does kind of have a fond place in his heart for Mutalisks, so it is a possibility.
Yeah, he's getting a couple of spines down here at the third base because he has a feeling Puzzle's going to be coming for him very shortly. There's the Warp Prism that's coming out now, and he's actually going to come out with his Immortals. And this is such a strong build to actually, a tough build to deal with in the Zerg point of view, especially, I believe it was it Tails? I can't remember, but I believe it was this map itself, yeah. He had the pylon on the high ground here, and then he could use the Warp Prism to pick up and drop off the Immortals.
Just going around. He's got a big strike force over here. He saw that army with the watchtower. He knows it's coming. So he thinks he can hold this without this group of units. And he knows there's no third base. So he's actually going straight up to try and just hit this natural. I'm curious if he thinks that Puzzle will turn around because of it. I don't think Puzzle will.
Puzzle should not turn around because of it.
Oh, that would be really bad.
He is going to go for it here now. He does have... Oh, he was going to make a pylon on the high ground. I saw the silhouette, but he hasn't right now. Where is that Warp Prism? There it is. It's actually catching up with the army. But Leenock's now into the natural. So curious why there hasn't been any more Warp Pins. There we go.
His rocks aren't down unstable. If he lets Puzzle get up here, he can get force fielded out of his base right now.
Oh, he can too. We do see more units being warped in here by Puzzle now. And both these guys just going for pretty much a base race scenario at the moment. But, of course, Leenock's army very... Actually, looking at the army counts, it is superior, but he does... Oh, here we go. We do see him coming up. The Spine Crawler is getting in next there as well. Great force fields by Puzzle. Nothing can touch him right there in that position. And now he's backing himself into a corner, though. He needs to be very careful. He's trying to lift up these units. There we go, lifting up the Immortals as best he can. Here come the drones as well. Targeting down that one Immortal. Oh, there's something else in the Warp Prism. There we go. He does get it back into the back lines. At the same time, it looks like Leenock is bringing his units home. These Spine Crawlers trying to get themselves in a position where they can cover that ramp. Leenock in a lot of trouble here now. He needs to find a way to deal with it.
Space. If he can get back here and get this army out of here, he's fine. His hatchery hasn't quite died yet, but it will because of the two Immortals. So if he can take out this army once again, like in the last game, then Puzzle will be in a difficult situation.
Oh, the Immortal at the front is actually not going to be picked up. There we go, just barely does get it. And we do see the Zerglings coming in from the behind as well. And it looks like Leenock is targeting down that Warp Prism. He needs to kill it here. Actually throws down a lava inject on the hatchery. I think that was just pure mechanics right there. As he will end up cleaning this out. And looking at the worker count, you're right, he did get a lot of probe kills. Oh, Warp Prism. Oh my god, it had two Immortals in it. Oh, yeah, that was dangerous.
One of them was really low health. They weren't going to do a lot of damage if they unloaded, but it looked like he might have been able to sneak it out through the corner. And once again, Puzzle got himself into a situation where he did a bunch of damage, but his army was trapped, and he couldn't afford to lose the army. This time because Leenock had backdoored him and taken out a bunch of workers, but now he's just in a world of hurt. There's not much he can do. These sentries are going to get caught in the center of the map, too. Unstable. Oh, my God.
Yeah, just pure sentry forces here coming up from Puzzle. He just doesn't have the economy to back this up where Leenock does. And it looks like we might see Leenock take a quick 2-0 in this series. Not what I expected, especially with Puzzle's PVZ record recently. Yeah. But either way, that looks like exactly how it's going to go. There's the GG come out. Leenock will go 2-0 very quickly. And that is not what I expected, honestly. So we'll be right back with game number 3 and see how we go.